Welcome back. I'm super excited to do a little bit of origami with you. Now, origami kind of sort of makes my brain hurt a little bit. I thought we would start out with a super simple project, and I'll do origami on here every now and then, especially if you guys are interested. But a fun way to encourage your kids to read more is to definitely do art with them that they can use in their books, right? So what I thought we would do is we are going to make an origami bookmark, but we're going to put a fun little twist on it and make it a monster. All right. So if you have origami paper, great. And the reason why it's great is because it's square. If you don't have origami paper, any kind of paper will work, and then you just have to turn it into a square. So if I have a rectangle paper and I want to turn it into a square, I am going to take one edge right here and I'm going to fold it to the longer edge, okay? And it's going to meet in the corner. So now we have this great point right here and it comes down, and then we have this flap, right? Part of origami is having good folds. That's really, really important. Now this extra piece right here is what we need to chop off, okay? So we're going to take our scissors and we are going to cut all the way down the edge. So we'll definitely be doing a little bit of origami at fall break camp. I like to pull it in every now and then because some kids are super into it. Some kids don't realize they could be into it because they haven't tried it. So this is a good little introduction, right? Now look, I have a square paper. Ta-da! But we're going to save that for a different part. So we've got our origami square, whatever color it is. We've got our square paper, okay? It can be any color. White is even fine. We're going to take it, we're going to fold it from a diamond. So you're going to lay it on the table in front of you like a diamond, fold top to bottom or bottom to top. It doesn't matter. Here we go. Now we have a triangle. So a diamond folded in half turns into a triangle. Then we're going to take one flap and we're going to fold it backwards, just straight backwards so that it looks like that. Okay, so we're going to go from the top, fold it down to the bottom so it looks just like so. All right. Then we're going to take the corners, both corners, and fold them up to this top point. All right. So I'm going to take this corner right here, fold it up to the top point, give it a good crease. There we go. Then I'm going to take this corner up here and give it a good crease. If you guys decide to go back and watch this on like a rebroadcast, you can totally pause me, rewind me. I have to do that with origami. Whenever I'm watching an origami video, I pause, I rewind, I watch it in slow-mo. That way I can keep up, right? So we've got our corners that are now folded to the top. So then what we're going to do is we're going to take these top ones and we're going to tuck them in, because look, right here we have this pocket, okay? So we need to take this top piece and we need to fold it all the way in to the pocket as far as it will go. It should be flush or even with this fold right here, right? So it just folded right into that pocket, okay? Then we take this flap that we had already folded up, we take this flap and it goes in to the pocket. So it goes all the way into the pocket, okay? Look at my nails. They have bats on them. Aren't they cute? They're the Dashing Diva nails, so they're nail stickers. All right, so there we go. So now we have this little origami pocket, right? Well, what happens is, let's pretend this is a page in the book. It just slides right over the corner, and then we close our book up and it saves our place, which is so fun. So you can do this and keep it simple, right? Now that you have this foundation, you can turn this into whatever you want. But I thought we turn this into a little monster. All right. I'm going to take this And I think somebody's calling me. And they need to hang up because I'm frozen. Okay. Well, maybe it's still recording my voice, but my body is frozen. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this white strip of paper. I'm going to put it up underneath this straight flap, and I am going to turn it into teeth. Okay, so we're going to turn this into teeth, and I am going to put it underneath here, just like so. And then we're going to draw some triangles. There we go. So then our triangles fit underneath just like so. All right, so we're going to stick them underneath there just like so. And I'm going to cut them out. So this is a great opportunity for your kids to practice using scissors. We're going to just do a little chomp, 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 chomp. And all the time I have kids, will you do it? Well, I can because I love you, but I want you to do it so you get practice. I feel like kids don't get enough practice with scissors, which I get. My daughter was one of those kids that took a little chomp out of her hair with the pair of scissors. Now we can leave the Sharpie line showing, or we can turn it around backwards so we don't see the Sharpie lines, okay? Then what we're gonna do is you're gonna put just a little bit of glue all the way across the top, just like so, okay? And then we're going to slide those teeth up into, oh, I think I need to snip them just a smidge. Snip and snip. That way they'll slide in there. I think they were just a little too long. There we go. All right, so we got our teeth in there. And because we put glue at the top, they're now attached inside the mouth. Oh, this could even be a ferocious frog if you wanted it to be. But I am going to do, um, hmm, what about, ooh, what if we use this and we make some eyeballs? Now, one thing to make two exactly the same is we fold it in half like this, set it on the face where we want it, right? We use our Sharpie, although this one's kind of terrible. I will say though, I do like the Amazon Basics. I feel like they work really good for the kids. So it's kind of like a cost-efficient version of a Sharpie, right? Okay, so now when I cut this circle out, I'm gonna have two exactly the same size circles. This I'm gonna cut right inside the Sharpie line because the paper that I folded over will not have a Sharpie line, and then that gets kind of tricky to like outline something you've already cut out. But there we go. Now we have two eyeballs. All right. But before I glue them on, I feel like we should, ooh, are we going to make him or her have her eyes crossed? We could. That would be silly. Okay. So see, we could stick them on there like that, and they could have it could have its eyes crossed or however you want to do it, right? Now, I was also thinking, what if, before we put our eyeballs on, let me think about this. Okay, I guess I need to turn it this way so you guys can see, but I was thinking we give it some funky hair, maybe? I don't know. This might look like a sun and we might not like it. So let's just try. Cool thing about art is it's not really ever permanent, right? So if we don't like it, we scrap it and we try something else. This is some crazy hair. Okay, little chompy chompy. And then of course we need to cut this part out because this is the monster's forehead, right? Then we need to do some little chompy chompy chompies. Got to be careful that you don't chomp the whole thing like in half, you know? There we go. All right. Now we have some excellent crazy hair. Okay. And then I was thinking we could like glue that on, right? So it looks like it's only going to stick right there on the tip, maybe. Unless we come down just a little. There we go. The cool thing about the purple glue is you can see where you're putting it, but then it dries clear. So again, another Amazon basic. I think, honestly, I feel like this glue stick works better than all the others. And nobody's sponsoring me. I'm just giving you my opinions. So, okay. Then we're going to put some glue on here. And again, if you don't want to go cross-eyed, you could keep the eyes normal, but I think, ooh, even funky eyes would even be fun. Let's go funky eyes. There we go. So maybe this eye's over here. There we go. Oh my gosh, how hilarious is that? So, how excited would your kid be to see something like this, right? Poking out of their book, and they'll be like, "Ooh, I want to read my book some more so I can move my monster to a new page," right? So, kind of fun. I think it's fun. And then you could even add, like, I don't know, maybe we'll add a few colorful spots. So I'm going to take these 3 papers, stick them on each other, cut out some circles. And since I stuck them all on each other, they're all going to be the same size. Rub that on my glue. Oh, you know what? We could stick a tongue out of his mouth too. I did not get a red piece of paper, but you know what? We'll give it an orange tongue. So maybe I won't glue this one on since we're going to give it an orange tongue. Goodness. Come on. Sometimes when you're working with glue, you got to wash your hands every now and then too, guys, just so you know. Okay, maybe one more blue one. One more blue one. Oh, it's kind of big. Kind of big. There we go. Stick some glue on there. Ah! So I'm saying when our hands get too sticky, the paper wants to stick to us and not where it's supposed to. Okay, how silly would that be? All right, let's do, we're going to curve the corners. So just curve the corners off. There we go. All right. Now, do we stick it? Yeah, we stick it like that. So we put some glue right here. And then stick that tongue in the mouth. Oh my gosh, so funny. Maybe we need to move this dot down a little. There we go. Okay. And then we could stick like a little line on there. How cute is that, guys? And so this was all just using scraps that I had in the closet, except the origami paper was not scraps. But again, you don't have to have origami paper. We took a rectangle paper, we turned it into a square. I showed you how to do that at the beginning of the video. So if you don't have origami paper, you can just use copy paper and turn it into a square and then go from there. Now, I will say copy paper is going to make a much bigger bookmark because that is a bigger square. So you can always make your square smaller if you want your bookmark to be smaller. But how fun is this? So hopefully you've got a little free time. You could do something fun like this with your kiddos and encourage them to use it in their book. Maybe they're reading for school or they're reading for fun. But anyway, like I said, it just slides right into the book and there you go. It saves your place. Thanks so much for watching. And I had such a great time with you guys. And hopefully we'll see you on here again soon. Next Monday, I have fall break during my normal lifetime, but maybe we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. Might just have to go live from home. Anyway, or live after art lessons or something. So anyway, if you want to check out fall break, you can head to our website, artsyRose.com, for lots of other things we have on there. But otherwise, just keep tuning in. And I love doing art projects with you guys. Bye.